Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about the two different types of divorces that are available in the state of Maryland. Now this is only applicable to the state of Maryland only, nowhere else. But in Maryland we have two types of divorces available. One is called a limited divorce and one is called an absolute divorce. Like the names belie, a limited divorce isn't quite a complete divorce, whereas the absolute divorce is really what most people, really what everybody thinks of as a divorce. The limited divorce is left over from a time where it was much more difficult in Maryland to get a divorce from your spouse. They were harder to obtain. Why? Because the grounds for divorce were different, including you had to be separated from your spouse for a period of 2 years before you could get a divorce based on separation. That's a long time to be waiting to divide your assets and to move on with your life. A limited divorce does address some issues, although albeit on a temporary basis. In a limited divorce, you can address the issues of custody of your children, use and possession of the marital home, and monthly financial support, albeit whether that is child support or alimony. What you cannot do pursuant to a limited divorce is decide what is marital property and divide that up. And we'll come back to that. Limited divorces also have limited grounds as to what you can plead to be granted a limited divorce. And those grounds are cruelty of treatment, excessively vicious conduct, desertion, or separation. And the periods of desertion and separation have to have lasted less than 1 year. Some people equate limited divorces essentially to being legally separated. And I think that's a fairly fine way to look at it. You're not completely divorced if you have a limited divorce, because you still need to obtain an absolute divorce. And you're not free to remarry if that's something you want to do. But fortunately, you can amend or update your pleadings to request an absolute divorce from the court and be granted one. An absolute divorce is actually what people are seeking, for the most part, when they come into my office and they want to get divorced from their spouse. It is the legal end to their current marriage. Again, they're free to remarry if that's what they're interested in doing. But that is what people are talking about when they get divorced. They are free to move on. They're unencumbered from their previous spouse. The same issues can be addressed in an absolute divorce as in a limited divorce. You can address the custody of your children, monthly financial support, but you also will, on a final basis, divide any marital property that you have accumulated through the marriage. And that's something we'll talk about later on. The state of Maryland has made that much easier in recent past to obtain. For one thing, the state of Maryland reduced the time period necessary for a divorce to be granted on separation from 2 years to 1 year. So that was a big difference. But the real game changer is when Maryland added mutual consent, which is get divorced by written agreement, to its statute, which allows people to not have to wait a year to get divorced. If you get an agreement and you submit it to the court and it covers all issues, you can get divorced without any necessary statutorily required waiting period. If you'd like any additional information on these topics, please give me a call or call any of the attorneys at my office at Weinberg Schwartz. The phone number is 410-997-0203. If you'd like more information about myself, you can check my Twitter, my Instagram, and my LinkedIn pages. All of that information is in the description of the video below. And be sure to like, share, and comment on this video and tell all your friends about it.